anyway, those devices, everything's just going to get better. Every device is slightly different, and our job is to pull as much data as we can to create your vibe score and everything so that we can bring everyone together.
Yeah, and the most important thing is we can get lost in the details of algorithms and stuff. And I say algorithms is very loose. I don't know if I'm capable of algorithms, but as long as it serves its function, we want to know that the vibe score is optimized if you won the night. If you didn't eat too late, if you didn't drink alcohol, if you slept at your normal time or whatever, you'll get a good score. So can we accomplish that? Can we give you a good view of that with the vibe score? That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
So as long as we are accomplishing that goal, we don't have to get too crazy with the details.
No.
As long as it gives you a good picture. If you had 40 beers, is the vibe score telling you that there's something off?
Yeah.
Is it yes or no? And that's all that matters. And like we always say, the devices go deep. They tell you your skin temperature. They tell you all that stuff. They have their stuff. Ours is the simple one. It's a simple one you can compare with everybody else.
Yeah. I was thinking though, like, because you've been talking about measuring vibes for years and years and years, like 10 years. Now, so we have Pair. We created a vibe score, kind of gives a good picture of what your overall vibe is. And now I'm just trying to think how we can go deeper in that. Not necessarily using wearables, but it's like later on, how can we more accurately measure your vibe or your aura? As the kids, the Gen Zs are talking about aura these days. It's like, how can we measure your frequency, your aura, your vibration even further? How can we take that to even another level?
So,
and I don't know.
The easy answer would be a vibe measuring device.
Yes.
That instead of a wearable, it's that measures your sleep metrics. You just have an aura meter that's just measuring it, and you can adjust based on the data that you get from it. I don't have that device. We don't have that device yet. But ultimately, that would be the easiest way, because the best input is no input. If you didn't have to wear anything and you could just step on your scale in the morning or look in the mirror and then it tells you, that would be the easiest way. We're using the wearables now because it's a
technology we have.
It's a technology we have, and it's a proxy of if your stats are like this, your vibe is probably like this. That's where we are now. But more importantly, were you talking about potentially adding more layers into it?
I think
like a glucose monitor or a...
Oh yeah, I think eventually the more technology and health wearable technology we can plug into Pair, this the whole point of Pair is being able to do all that stuff. Yeah, that's a goal, but no, it's more like, is there something that
Neuralink would be sick.
Yeah, is there something we can invent or create, or something someone can create that measures your vibration, your frequency, your aura to an even more level,
more accurate level
that we've not seen. And I think that would be so cool.
Yeah, because we're early on in the game. Like we're like just using this as it's in its infancy. But if you could have a live aura meter all day long, and based on your interactions, you can see how you're dimmed. Based on certain activities, you can see in real time how it changes, how it's affected. And that would be like the ultimate monitor to be able to really optimize yourself like crazy.
Yeah, because I want to factor in I felt great last night because I was walking my dog. I think it was like 6:30 p.m. or something. The sun was setting, and then it got dark. But I have all these trails around my house, and I can go into different neighborhoods that the trails bring you in. So instead of going through my normal neighborhood to go home, I went to like the one next door, like near me. There's a bit bigger houses, a little bit nicer. And I'm walking Lando, and I see an older woman, probably 70 years old. And she's walking back from her mailbox, and she says, "Oh, is that a little Cavalier dog?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "I've got a little red one inside. Would you like to see her?" Oh. And I was like, "Oh, this lady looks so nice and like lonely." So I was like, "Yeah, like I want to see her." And my dog is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and they come in 4 different colors. And this lady had the ruby one, the red one, which is the most rare, and to me, it's the cutest one. So I said, "Bring her out." Anyway, the lady goes in, and she's kind of walking slow and stuff like that. And she brings out, and the dog is so cute. She's 10 years old. She's this big and she's all shy. And she like was just sitting, like the old lady, like it was as if she was like, hadn't spoken to like a person in a long time. So she like, the old lady like sat down on her driveway, like her butt on the driveway, got all cozy. And we were just talking to the dog. I sat down with that old lady for 45 minutes until 8 o'clock or something, or like 7:30. I was sitting down with this old lady, and she did bring up a few times her late husband or whatever. So I was like, but it felt nice to me to just sit there and talk to her, because I could tell she was just having a really nice time talking to even a stranger, because she's probably, it's like mom, like who does mom talk to, right?
I know.
She's moved to and this lady just moved to Arizona a year ago. She moved to a new city, doesn't know a lot of people. Her husband's dead. She sold her husband's business, so she made a shitload of money.
Okay.
So she was stacked and, but lonely. And I could tell she was kind of struggling. She wasn't like, she was lean and stuff, but her bones were probably
She was a little
frail.
brittle.
Yeah. So then like,
imagine you can measure the result of that interaction.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And then like, after that, she's like, oh, it's getting dark. I'm going to have to go. So, and I helped her up. I said, hey, do you need help up? So I like helped her up, and she was really thankful. She gave me a hug and everything. And then I left, and I was like, man, that was nice. I'm happy I sat with her. I'm like,
and it's probably not an energy, like you didn't give away your energy. You were probably just as optimized as she was.
yeah, I think we both felt good. Her, because a young person paid attention to her and was nice to her and played with her and her dog. And for me, it was being good to someone who wants it or needs it, or just having a nice interaction.
Felt good.
Yeah, so maybe that also contributed to my high vibe score.
I would say absolutely.
Yeah.
That's absolutely. And I think this,
because social interactions, we can't really measure those, but social interactions, just in my own personal data, not drunken social interactions, but like human good social interactions at night, always increased my HRV and therefore increased my recovery score. And now that we have pair, my vibe.
I totally feel you. And that's the good part of the vibe score, is that even though we can't measure certain things, we can kind of infer them. And I've been not socially interacting for about a week. My HRV has been tanking. I've been on the computer. I've been in front of my screen, and I'm seeing the result in my vibe. Like it's actually going lower.
Yeah. Keep going.
Someone asked me this morning, does your app track nutrition? And I said, no, it doesn't. But if you're eating poorly, your vibe score will be reflected by your nutrition. Mm-hmm. Like you don't have to track steps. We don't have to track your nutrition, because your quality of sleep, your overnight health data will be impacted by your behaviors. So that's why it's such an amazing metric, because you don't have to like calculate your stuff or input anything. It's just like live your life, and you'll get the result in the morning of how you lived your life yesterday.
Yeah, totally.
And so what was the thing you were just about to interject with? Because I have a segue I want to make. Why are we obsessed with tracking the vibe score, right? Like why do we want to track this? Why do we want to track, why do we want to have a measurement device for your aura and all that stuff?
I'll tell you this. I watch golf. I play golf. Oh, this is what I was going to say. I'm going to answer your question in a minute. I noticed that in the last month or so, I haven't been golfing even close to as much as I normally do. And I'm not a gym guy. I don't love to like do sports and stuff. Like I love to play golf, and I'm not playing golf. And my vibe score has not been good. And I know a lot of the days that I do play golf, I get my strain up, I'm outside, I'm in nature, I'm being social, and it's fun, and I'm challenging myself. I haven't been doing that. We've been more focused on the business, on setting up, on the design. So we're working a lot, we're stressed more. So a lot of these things are contributing. Whereas I'm sure if I played golf more once or twice a week, even if it's a half game, my vibe would be better for sure.
I absolutely agree.
And then going into that is, why do we like measuring our vibe score and measuring our stuff? It reminded me of there's these golf memes where it's like, let's say you've never played golf. I take you to the course for the first time, and you don't care for golf. You're just like, okay, I'm just down to hang out with the boys. I take you've never hit. I kind of show you how you swing the club. You hit a ball, and it's a beautiful shot. It's a pure shot. You don't even know what a pure shot is. You don't even know what a shot is. You don't know what a good shot is, but it was amazing. It was beautiful, and you came close to the pin. Right there.
Sold.
You are chasing that feeling. You are chasing that pure ball flight. You're chasing that getting into the hole under par, you know? That's what you're chasing. With the Oura Ring or the watches or the devices with all the scores, when I wake up and I have a 98%, I feel really good. My health tracker picked up how I'm feeling, how my body is feeling. And I'm feeling really good. So that's why you always want to chase it, because you're like, oh man, I have to, if I do this, this, and this, I will get this score and feel this good, right? I didn't have that measurability before. So I just lived my life normally. Now, I know that if I live my life a certain way, I'm going to feel a certain way in the morning. And when I feel a certain way in the morning, every single aspect of my life is better. Relationships, family, friends, my dog, myself, everything. So that's why I think we chase it, because we get the score and we could finally correlate this body score to something. And we can tweak it, we can improve it, and we can just keep chasing that great feeling.
Absolutely.
And we really, the reason why people push that so hard on others too, to get into it, is because when you start to feel really good and you see how other people live their lives, you want them to feel good too. You're like, what are you doing? It's so easy to feel good and to like just have more transparency and accountability, because the more you're transparent, the more you're educated, the more you are accountable, actually, the more guilt-free junk you can have, or fun you can have, or you can have a blackout night if you want to, because you're in control of your body. You know what your body can handle, what it cannot handle, how far, like if you want to go and have a night out with the girls or the guys.
Blacking out is probably not where you want to go.
No, but what I'm saying is you could do that every now and then, and it will not change anything for you. It'll ruin your next day, but it won't really impact your life.
No, and you can
have
choose
the device,
your moments.
Exactly, and that's
budget it.
Choose your moments, and you can budget your body fun technically.
Exactly.
Which we've never been able to do.
Yeah, because living constantly in I don't know, when you don't have the visibility, it's hard. Like, it's hard to budget your finances when you don't know what's coming in, you don't know how much you have left, you don't know what your expenses are. Mm-hmm. But if you budget yourself, you're able to make decisions, and you're able to plan and choose your moments and have an even better time if you have guardrails and you know what's going on.
Yeah.